Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back. Today I am here with my October favorites. Before we get started, I just want to mention that I've been like kind of fucking around with my lighting and my white balance and stuff on my camera because I felt like everything was like too like pinkish and not bright enough. So if I look fucking weird or yellow or something to you, I didn't mismatch my foundation. I'm not a Simpson. I'm just trying to adjust things for optimal picture quality, and I'm not an expert. I have a bunch of stuff here that I've been loving for the month of October. It is all beauty related this month, really surprisingly actually, because I have been doing like pretty much nothing but Halloween looks, and that entails mostly like shitty face paints and stuff like that, which are not my favorite. So it's actually kind of a miracle that I wound up liking this many things, but some of these things range back from like a few months and I've been liking them for quite a while. I just haven't mentioned them yet. So that being said, we do have beauty favorites and we're going to get into it right now. Also, I have to be honest before we even get started, I am wearing a pajama shirt. Things have hit a new low as far as the effort that I've been putting into my clothing, and here we are. So that being said, let's just jump into it. The first favorite this month is a makeup favorite, and you probably won't find this terribly surprising if you've been watching my tutorials throughout the month. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism Palette. I do have a full like two-part review of this palette, so if you're interested, I will link that below with the product link. So if you are interested in it, you can like find all of that stuff that you might want right there. But essentially, the reason I really love this palette is I feel like it's super complete. You can create a lot of looks out of it. It's got everything you need. It's got transition shades, it's got highlight shades, it's got skin tone shades, it's got a black, but it also manages to have some really unique colors, some really beautiful jewel tone finishes, and even that one like really wild ass neon shade. So personally for me, for somebody who like gets a little bit more creative with their makeup looks all the time, this has everything that I need all in one palette while still managing not to be boring, and the formula is really beautiful. So kind of can't lose on that one. Again, like I know a lot of people were really worried that this was going to have the same formula as a Subculture palette, which was for some people really difficult to work with. It does not. It is more reminiscent of their older palettes. So if you're worried about that, don't worry about that at all. It's definitely not like Subculture at all. The formula is completely different. And yeah, I'm really into this palette. And I not only think that it's going to get me through the rest of the fall, but I can see this being really dope for holiday as well. The next makeup item that I've been loving is slightly less exciting, but it's something that's like super necessary. This is the Benefit Cosmetics 24-Hour Brow Set. I have been loving this brow gel for a couple of months now, but I was hesitant to put it into a favorites until I went through like an entire tube of it, just because I've had brow gels that like once you get like later into the tube, they get a little bit flaky and white and shitty and awful, and I don't want to put it into a favorites if you guys are going to have it for a little while and then it's going to wind up sucking. So I have actually been through 2 tubes of this now because Benefit was kind enough to basically stock me up for life on every brow product I ever wanted when I was on that trip with them. So I have a lot of these. I've blown through 2 tubes of it, and nothing else has ever kept my brows in place like this. Also fantastic for keeping your baby hairs in place. I know I've mentioned that trick before. I learned it from Amrezy. You could like brush down your baby hairs with brow gel and it keeps them in place all day. This one, good lord, your baby hairs and your brow hairs are going fucking nowhere. I wore it when I was on vacation with my dad's side of the family. I went in the pool, swam in the pool with this on, and my brows didn't move or come off. I went swimming under the water. We played Marco motherfucking Polo, and this shit didn't come off. So highly recommend this. Now that I've been through many tubes of it, I can say with great confidence, I think this might be the best brow gel on the market. I've sworn by other ones for a long time, but I'm not going back on this now. Speaking of stuff that Benefit was kind enough to stock me up on, my next favorite is the They're Real Makeup Remover. This was formulated specifically to remove their Real eyeliner, which is super duper long wearing. The applicator on that eyeliner is not my favorite in the entire world, although now that I know how to use it right, I can use it and like get a really good result out of it. I just prefer a brush still, but that liner does not move and it's actually really difficult to take off. So this remover is like heavy duty eye makeup remover. but in like a creamy, gentle form. So I figured when they sent it to me that, hey, maybe this would be really great for taking off waterproof mascara, things of that nature that are really hard to get off the eyes. I don't think that anything else has ever removed my waterproof mascara as quickly, except maybe the Urban Decay makeup melt-off spray. That one did it pretty quickly too. But I like that this is kind of a cream, so it feels like a little bit more gentle and like less like in your eyes. I'm really, really impressed with how quickly it takes off waterproof products. I don't know if I like it for the rest of the face or that you should even use it on the rest of your face. I just think this is something that can be handy if you have a hard time removing long-wearing makeup from your eyes. Like, I know a lot of people like really like, there's a battle at the end of the day. So if you have trouble with that, definitely recommend trying this. Also, if you like a spray version, try the Urban Decay one. That's awesome too. But either one, definitely handy to have around town. What? Next, I have a hair product that I'm really into. What is that noise? I don't know what that noise is. Are you a fucking squirrel or something? Get out of here. I have been loving the Detox dry shampoo from Drybar. I'm super duper picky about dry shampoo because I don't like to wash my hair. I have a lot of hair and my hair is very dark. So that creates a lot of hurdles for a dry shampoo to get over, generally speaking. Because a lot of things leave a white cast or just like don't get the job done. This shit is so good because a lot of times when a dry shampoo works really well, I've also noticed that it tends to make my roots a little bit crunchy and it feels like gross and not fresh. This stuff kind of like goes in and magically washes your hair and then disappears. Like, it doesn't really leave as much residue as other dry shampoos do. It also, like, it doesn't say that this one is tinted, and they do have one for dark hair, but it definitely has a little bit of a tint to it anyway. If you look in the nozzle where you can see like a little bit of buildup, there's definitely some like brownish color, and I think that's why it doesn't look crazy and like give a white cast to my hair. I would imagine that maybe the dark shade is probably even better, and maybe next time I'll try that one too. I'll let you guys know. But I've been using this since I was in Lake Tahoe, and I really haven't touched my other dry shampoos since, and I rebought like a big full-size version. Also, another thing to note with this is it is on the expensive side. It's not like a drugstore product, but it's the same price as the Living Proof one that I like. It's just a lot more expensive than the Dove one and stuff, which are also pretty damn good. But that being said, I had just a little bottle, like a travel size bottle, and it lasted me over a month. And I've had this one now for 2 weeks, and it's like barely even a dent into it, and I use a lot of dry shampoo, like a lot. I definitely go through them like crazy because, like I said, I don't like to wash my hair, and there is a lot of it on this head. So I do go through them really quickly. So I think maybe it is, you know, it's hard to really put your finger on whether something is worth the money just based on like how long it lasts, because it'll last different for everyone. However, if you can get your hands on like the small version and give it a try, I highly recommend it, because if you really don't like when dry shampoo leaves your scalp feeling nasty and gritty, this one is like really refreshing and definitely smells really nice, and it doesn't make you have like that powder scalp feeling, you know? Do you know what I'm talking about? That like that feeling. It doesn't have that feeling. So I like this a lot. I will be continuing to use this for a while until I become too cheap to buy it anymore and wind up going back to my Dove. Back to more makeup again. My favorite setting powder at the moment is this Kat Von D Lock-It Translucent Setting Powder. For a long time, I was using the Lock-It, the tinted brightening one in the color Petal, and I didn't realize that was like a miniature one. I thought that was the size of their actual translucent setting powder, and then I went to Sephora to try to re-up on it, and I realized that not only is that a mini size, but they also didn't have it in Sephora anymore. I just feel like this goes on and it's so finely milled that it just like disappears into whatever makeup you put it on with. That being said, I have found a couple of products that it doesn't agree with. Like, I feel like when I use this with Tarte Shape Tape, it doesn't really work well. But I've actually been kind of straying away from Shape Tape lately because it used to be my favorite, and now I feel like every time I use it, it kind of creases under my eyes, so I've been using something a little bit lighter. And when I use this with basically anything else, it's complete perfection. And it's nice that it's not the tinted brightening one because I feel like I can use it all over my whole face. And oh my god, like, my contour and everything, my bronzer applies so much better. So definitely loving this powder. It leaves no heaviness on my skin even when I am applying it to my entire face. Do not recommend using it with Shape Tape, but to be fair, that just might be the Shape Tape because that has been creasing on me no matter what I do for a while now. It just like looks the worst when I use this one for some reason, so keep that in mind if you're an avid Shape Tape user. But yeah, this is so fine. It almost reminds me of cornstarch. It's pretty crazy, but it's light. It sets my makeup beautifully. It gives me like a flawless finish, and I highly recommend you check this out if you need a new setting powder. And last but not least is something that I have actually talked about in my favorites video before, like probably a year ago, but I'm bringing it back and I'm talking about it again because not only have I not stopped using it consistently, but now they have new colors. And I'm talking about the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liners. The one that I spoke about in the past was this shade. It's called Midnight Cowboy. It's kind of like an antique gold shade with a little bit of hint of silver. But the reason I wanted to bring it up again is because they just expanded their line of colors with this, with the holiday collection. This one is called Punk Rock. I have been using it all week, but I wanted to bring them up again because if I'm not mistaken, my major complaint the last time I spoke about these was that I wish there were more colors, and they just doubled the amount of colors that they have, and the new ones are freaking bananas. Are you shitting me? Have all of these beautiful new shades. They are mostly duochromatic. Almost all of the shades in there have like several different colors of glitter within like the little jelly base that they're in. And if you haven't seen my original favorites where I said that I love those liners, dude, if you hate glitter, those are glitter for people who hate using glitter. Like there's zero fallout, none, zero. And it is like in the form of a liner, so you can get like a really thin line with a little brush, but you can also just like brush them over your whole lid. You can brush them over your whole face. You could use them on your lips and they are like lightweight and they're just so versatile, and I really could not possibly be more excited that they expanded the colors. So I will be using them in the tutorial that I'm about to film after this, which is probably going to go up before this, so you might have seen that already. But yeah, super duper exciting that they expanded those because they are like literally the best. Like honestly, if you hate using glitter but you like the way glitter looks, check out the Heavy Metal Glitter Liners from Urban Decay. They're like a glitter lover hater's wet dream. And that's all for my September favorites. I didn't forget anything, I don't think, but if I did, I'll just include it in next month's favorites and remember it then. If I love it that much, it'll carry on for the next month, won't it? Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it because that really does me a solid and I would very much appreciate it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you like what you see here, if you want to see more tutorials, if you just like me rambling and like being makeup buds. Just click that subscribe button below because it's easy and you're gonna have fun. Don't forget to follow me on social media to keep in touch with me every damn day of the week. I am at MsQuinnFace on all platforms. I post makeup looks on Instagram every single day. And I love chatting with you folks on Twitter. So come over there, say hello. I'll list that here on the screen and in the description and anywhere you might need to find it. And that being said, I'm gonna stop rambling and I will see you in the next one.